Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Internet. It's Friday yet again. Happy Friday. Things are where we left them. Markets are kind of floating up. We're seeing some green action today. Bitcoin, I'll start with Bitcoin. I said it on Wednesday. The price action seems to be controlled by a very simple concept. That concept is anytime it gets even a little exciting or a little green, a little pump, it immediately sells off. We saw that happen this morning already twice since Wednesday, like 5 times. Check out these wicks. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, here we go, Friday. Each time Bitcoin has seemingly broken out or made a higher high, it instantly is getting sold off again, and it's brutal. It's just like actually brutal. I can't even describe price action that might be more painful than this. It's like every single time we get anywhere, it sells off. Hopefully that means that it's conditioning us to not believe a rally that's coming. I think we have diverged pretty meaningfully from the 2022 fractal that we were watching. Let me see if I can pull that up. Fractal. That one's from 2023. I don't even know what's going to be on here. Diverging pretty meaningfully from the fractal that we had been watching from 2022. I can throw this up for you. Does that mean all-time highs are coming tomorrow? Yes, it does. Guaranteed. No, that'd be awesome. But it's something. It's something to look at here. We were following this pretty closely. We had some very similar price action throughout a lot of this movement. And while I'll say we haven't completely moved away from it, we are seeing something a little different. I will find that comforting. Let's say right here, I had to replace this quick. There we are. Man, not the smoothest placement. Watch guy mess with copy pasted candles. There we are. Well, it's not completely out of the woods. I think that this is somewhat meaningfully different. So we were basically looking for a rally to a high of the range. We got that. After that, we're looking for a sell-off, some kind of lower highs that just sold off and broke the range. We haven't seen that selling action. After the high was in, we just have not seen the lower high and the sell-off. It could still be coming, but what we're seeing on the lower, I'll say, time frames in this range is a little divergent. It's not following exactly, and that's a plus. It's going to take a lot of upside price action to get Bitcoin out of this hole. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of volume liquidity. There's a lot above us that doesn't get us very far. 80.5K would be the absolute lowest upside value I would look for if we see a breakout, and that doesn't get us out of trouble. In fact, that would just be a back test of previous support as resistance. Numbers get a little bit more optimistic above like 98,000 into the 100,000s. We can, at that point, maybe be looking for a different course for, let's say, Q2 into Q3 of Bitcoin of this year. Until then, I mean, we're following pretty closely to that fractal of 22. By every measure so far, we probably should be looking for a leg down. I remain optimistic and bullish as always. I would love to be gifted with a surprise, with a miracle of price action here. I think relative to everything going on in the world, Bitcoin has held up really well, largely due to it retracing much earlier than other assets, maybe bottoming out, fingers crossed, around the time that other assets reached their peak and then sold off. This could be a chance for Bitcoin to show its resilience and its relative strength versus other markets. I think that's largely hopium, but it's on the radar. It's something here. We have climbed back to the weekly resistance. It's right here, a number we have spent a good amount of time at over the last few months, 72 to 73K. Right here on the week, we will find previous resistance right there, exactly at price, making it super fun to be here. This channel is looking less and less, I'll say, like it's being followed. If we are looking at a repeat of the leg previous, maybe we'd be looking for that 80.5 and then a sell-off. I don't think that really fits. I don't really copy that price action previously in the same way that we were hoping for. But pointing to 80.5, great place to look for a potential short or a hedge position if you're looking for a bearish market into October of this year. Not a bad spot to look. I placed an order there in February. It's still just sitting there. I have not really made many trades. I've shown pretty much every trade I've made over the last few months I have opened or placed live. And I am just at the point where I'm being that experienced trader and knowing when I am not in an environment that I'm winning in. Have not had the best success over the last few months, and especially with Bitcoin. There's just been very little price action to play in general. I'm not a chop trader for the most part. We saw indices like S&P largely trade sideways for a long time, 120 days, something like that, before retracing. I was still, SP 500 is the indice on my radar the most. This is an interesting price action. This could be a V-shaped recovery. Back in Tuesday of this week, which was a decade ago in 2026 time, I was very bearish, thinking we reject from the 200-day. So far, holding above it. This is the one I think to be watching. If the S&P crawls back to all-time highs, the Q2 of this year may be very interesting. I still have trouble thinking that's what's going to happen, but it is very similar so far to what happened last year. We saw our retracements across markets in early April. They went on to rally into the end of the year, topped out December, at the very end of the year, basically putting in their low in April and climbing the rest of the year. I would welcome that scenario. Bitcoin, you know, this is uncomfortable. Bitcoin actually, from that low of last year, did go on to put in all-time highs, but now is lower. So if we had that same move from last year, that we'd be starting from a lower point. Maybe not the best setup. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine there. What else we got here? Oil. I still don't think oil's topped out. I don't. I think we have more to come. But still holding the low that we discussed on Wednesday after its pretty violent sell-off. Higher low. It's the third higher low in the series. In fact, March 9th was a much larger sell-off on the day than we saw on Tuesday. Holding a higher low. I think oil, U.S. oil, is looking to retest 115 at least. Depending on what I don't even know what happens over the weekend. Craziness likely. As soon as the markets close, we'll probably get some crazy announcement that maybe we're at war with another country or something, and I don't even know what every single day seems to be bringing. God dang it. Bringing more crap. Just like our internet connection. If the connection is buffering or choppy on your side, could you put a 1 in chat? If it's not, put any other number. I can't believe I have to deal with this all the time. 10% over the last 2 minutes. It's not great. 10% is not the most drop frames we've ever had, but it is meaningful. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. They had the people come out. They said everything's fine. Still having the same problem. God, I can't wait for fiber to be. Can't wait for fiber. How's the new house? It's great outside of the god dang internet. Dropping all my frames here. I only moved like 3 blocks. It's wild to me that it's going to be this way. More pain coming. I wouldn't doubt it. Would not doubt more pain coming. I really want to be optimistic, and I've spent my whole career being super bullish and optimistic and almost dangerously bullish. Irresponsibly bullish. I want to be. I think maybe I've grown as a trader or become more cynical or more cautious. having watched these cycles so closely for so many years. I still believe in Bitcoin the same way I did in the beginning. I have the same bullishness for its long term, its big picture. Just where we are at this moment has fit so comfortably into what we have seen predictably over the last 4 years, over the last 8 years, the last 16 years. And it's hard to expect something other than, you know, like what's right in front of us. I can't wait for a surprise move. And honestly, at this point, I would love to even see it to the downside. I don't care. Been fine? Nice. Nice. Thank you, Sir James. How are you? What's up, Nimoy? Steven. Afternoon. How's the dog? She's doing good. She's adjusting to the new house. You know, she's 14, so change is hard. As we get older, change is harder. And the whole house is hardwood. And her back legs are weak, and it's hard for her to move around. She's like scared of the house a little bit. So she's been doing a lot of sleeping, hoping as she gets more comfortable with the house, she'll be fine. I also ordered her these little things that haven't gotten here yet, but they go around their claws. People honking outside. Go around their claws, and it's supposed to give them more traction. She gets groomed all the time. Her nails aren't long or anything, so hoping, though, that makes her a little more comfortable in the house. Appreciate you asking. Love Professor Beans. She's my goat. She's my rock. Zero issues? Let's go. We talking about Adam Back? We can talk about Adam Back. I think I met Adam Back, actually, at one of the Bitcoin conferences or Litecoin conferences. Maybe I talked to him like through a stream. I don't remember. I know that I have at least spoken with him. I think it was in person. Smart guy, obviously very OG to Bitcoin in this space early. He also like a trader. He's not just a holder like a lot of OGs are. I think he's a good dude. I think he's well-meaning. He's very much in line with like the typical OG Bitcoin people. Do not think he is Satoshi, though. First of all, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to know who Satoshi is. I don't want people to find out. I don't want, I don't want this to happen. But I'm pretty sure Satoshi is British. Adam Beck is not British. Pretty sure Satoshi was British. On top of that, in the white paper, I believe there's only one person's name mentioned. Single person. Adam Beck. Satoshi, in all of his wisdom, his infinite wisdom of both programming knowledge, economic knowledge, and sociology knowledge or psychology knowledge. All these kind of masters of all these fields. Don't think he would include one name and it be his own. Be like, I'm anonymous. By the way, there's this awesome guy, Tom Crown, very handsome, very tall, very buff, really strong. Ladies love him. Wrote a bunch of the Bitcoin paper. Yeah, just shout out to him, for no reason, because it's definitely not me. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Why? It doesn't make any sense. The only person we are all Satoshi except for Craig Wright. But underneath that umbrella, the only person who will ever be Satoshi, period, is someone who signs a transaction with his wallets. That's it. Satoshi would know that that's the only way to prove it. Until then, it's just speculation. It's just like guessing. It's exciting at a time where we have nothing to talk about. But, we've gone through these things. We've gone through these different names on the list, and like maybe accidentally at some point we'll hit the right one. But no, I don't think he's Satoshi, man. No, do not believe so. What do you guys think about him? Proof of beans, baby. Looking respectable from time to time. I've got to with my internet connection being so crappy. I've got to keep it respectable. Got to keep it tight. I am actually Satoshi. Piccolo is Satoshi. Craig is not Satoshi. Out of all the people in the world, everyone is Satoshi except for Craig Wright. That is how it is. It's the person who wrote the white paper. Didn't Satoshi wrote the white paper? Wasn't he on Epstein's Island? Who knows? Satoshi, this is a great point. This is an awesome point. Satoshi could have been on Epstein's Island. I would guess not. I would guess he wasn't. but I have no evidence of that. But he could have been. And this is exactly why we never want to know who Satoshi is. There is no gain. Listen to these words. There is no gain. Nothing positive will ever come from learning who Satoshi is. It is best kept secret. It is best unknown to everyone. Satoshi knew this. All of the original early crypto people knew this, and even most people who truly care and believe about Bitcoin know this. Nothing good can come for this exact reason. Let's say, his name is John Doe, and John Doe was on Epstein's Island doing a bunch of crimes. That reflects him. It doesn't reflect Bitcoin, but it would hurt Bitcoin. It would hurt Bitcoin's image. It wouldn't directly, obviously, impact the network in that way, but nothing good can come of it. A myth is far stronger than a man can ever be. And adding an identity only opens attack vectors. It only opens vulnerabilities. Satoshi knew this. That's why it needs to remain a secret. I also assume Satoshi is more than one person. Like Satoshi typing from his account and was original, was a person, singular. But Satoshi as in kind of creating the entire network and things was almost certainly a group working together. Is what it is. Adam Back is British. Is he? Maybe I didn't meet him then. Well, strike that off. That's not a piece of evidence against him. God damn it. Maybe he is. When do you meet Professor Beans? I've shown her lots of times. The problem is in this house, I'm all the way upstairs in the attic, and she cannot get up these stairs. So after the move, she will make less appearances, but she won't. I'll bring her up every once in a while. I guess he is British. Well, F me. You guys want to know why I think Satoshi is British? Is because in the white paper, there are many spellings of English words that are spelled the British way, like color, like COLOUR. And we don't do that. We don't do that in the US. It would be very clever for someone to throw us off the trail by doing that, but man, that's really clever. That's that's what I think. But like I said, it could be someone throwing us off the trail. I don't really think so. 100% British. Shit. Oh, yeah, I like that, Randy. Randy Greer says Satoshi is a blanket word for anyone who owns, I'll say, and supports Bitcoin. I think that's a good way to do it. You thought Back is British? Yeah, I'm just spreading misinformation. Probably just went viral on Twitter. It's like, Adam Back isn't British, and he's like, guys, I'm clearly British, and it's like a million impressions because as soon as you post misinformation, it goes viral. I hope he's long gone. I will always and forever wonder what. So the last correspondence Satoshi had was basically the FBI had gotten involved with. Who was it? I forgot who spoke to them. Man, it's been a while. I got to rewatch all this, relearn all this. Basically, the FBI had their first contact with someone involved with the project, and Satoshi was out. After that, he was like, "I'm out. I'm on to new things." I wonder what he went on to do. I do wonder what he did. I mean, he obviously could be dead. That would likely be best. I don't wish death on people, but that would likely be best. But I wonder what it is that he went on to do. We'll never know, probably. Maybe he was Hal Finney and he was gonna die, and he went on when he said he was moving on to other things. He meant death. What's up, X77X, my guy? How are you, man? What's up, baddie? XRP goat. Once Satoshi's exposed, bye Bitcoin. I don't know, man. I said no good would come of it. It also wouldn't be the end of Bitcoin. I don't think it would end Bitcoin, but it wouldn't be good. It would have no positive impact, and almost certainly would have negative impact. It wouldn't destroy the network, but yeah, nothing good. People are obsessed with it. And it's like, why do you want to know? What do you get out of it? Nothing good. Satoshi is AI. Okay. Yes. Got unplugged from the Matrix. He's from the future. Whoever made it doesn't even know Bitcoin. You know, that's a crazy. I'll take that. Better than Flat Earth. Random thought. A lot of you probably know, but Bitcoin was not the first iteration of digital cash, of decentralized digital cash. It wasn't, it was like a brand new concept, but it wasn't a brand new concept in the fact that there had already been a trail created, like, what is it? I'll have to look up the names. Dude, I'm drawing all kinds of blanks today. It's like 𝐂𝐴𝐺. Was it 𝐂𝐴𝐺? Yeah, 𝐂𝐴𝐺. There's a bunch. 𝐂𝐴𝐺 something. Dude, I even like 2 years ago, I knew all this by heart. Why do I not know this? Maybe I'm just having a blanky day. But there were other systems. They just weren't elegant and didn't, they just, none of them fully had all the functionality. And Bitcoin is literally just kind of a Frankenstein of those projects. Of course, there's some, you know, there's novel code, but it's those projects stitched together and honestly just put together in an elegant way that worked. That's what Bitcoin is. So many people are Satoshi in that sense. I'd say everybody who worked on those DigiCash, is that what it is? Thank you, man. I'm drawing all the blanks. BitGold. What's up, Vertical dude? Yeah, you met Satoshi once. He wasn't that cool. That's what Scottie Pippen said. Scottie Pippen's like, I met Satoshi once in 2015 or something weird. Oh, Scottie Pippen. You're his house pet? Oh, that's cool. What's up, Clever Custom? Danny Kane, when Bitcoin Cash rises. That's when Bitcoin Cash rises. When? Did you guys see that the Bitcoin developers have already addressed the quantum thing? The devs already came up with something. This is like brand new off the block. I think it would have to be implemented in the software changes, but it wouldn't require a hard fork. I was just reading about this morning. Without a soft fork. A Starkware researcher has proposed a quantum-safe Bitcoin, a hash-based scheme that can make Bitcoin transactions resistant to quantum attacks today without changing the Bitcoin protocol. Method works within existing consensus rules, but requires massive off-chain GPU. Huh? What? An estimated $75 to $200 per transaction. That seems strange. Okay, framed as a last resort emergency tool rather than a permanent fix. I don't even know if this is what I was reading about. If it was, that okay, maybe that is. It just, that doesn't sound like a great solution. But it does show that there is like a readily available solution. Patchwork. Honestly, the whole thing is ridiculous. The whole quantum thing's ridiculous. Of course, it's inevitable. Eventually, we don't even need quantum computing. Like eventually we'll have computers that can crack SHA-256. Of course. But we're not there. We're far away. We're very far away. I think Satoshi had a neckbeard. No. I would like to think of him as more of a Chad. More of a Chad. Chad light. Certainly was a nerd. But he was like a rebel nerd. So it's like maybe like a neckbeard with a leather jacket. What's up, Rory, the rolling robot? Good to see you, man. Been a bit. What's up, Crunk? Okay, it was big cold. Bitcoin's the most elegant thing about me. You bought some Bitcash in 2002? That makes you an OG, bro. That makes you absolutely an OG. Who else is here? What's up, Crappy Tech? Steve-O, how are you, my friend? Happy Friday. David B, Denny Kane, EJ Mack, Josh Breen, Crunk, Life with James, Martin. How are you, Martin? Playing Roblox, my friend? I've never played Roblox, but I have seen many Roblox short from TikTok. I honestly almost installed it. I was like, I don't think I'm going to play this all the time or something, but I was like, some of this looks okay. What's up, McPooch, Monkey, Rory, Pickle, Turbo Cummins? Gross. Gross. Vertical Dude, 𝐂𝐶77XX Did I miss anybody? These are the tight-knit streams. These are the core group. What's up, Dusty? Ponytail. All right. I could see Satoshi have a ponytail. I agree. I'll hard fork you, buddy. Yeah, you say that again, you'll get hard forked. Byzantine general's problem. The double spending problem was a main breakthrough. Yes. Yes, I concur. David Schwartz. I don't really know what I imagine he looks like. God, don't kill me, British people. I imagine not great teeth. Appearance is probably not his number one priority. Rest in peace, everyone. Everyone who's British is tuned out forever, never to return. Gold continuing its climb. What's the play? Do we think, what's the play? Gold looking to close about 2% up this week, 4% last week, 0 the week before. I mean, that's a strong weekly reversal. I still am skeptical. After breaking market structure, I'm skeptical if this is going to look for all-time highs. If gold and silver isn't the perfect example of how narratives are just gibberish, I guess, I don't know what is. How in the world are gold and silver not performing right now when it is clear that the world is only getting more uncertain? The dollar is the highest uncertainty it's ever freaking existed in. Wars aren't ending, new wars are starting, and it's not going up. And I've been saying gold and silver front run, they front run this. Okay, that still adds up. But it's like another time out of a million in a row where it's like, well, logically, this should happen in this scenario. And it's like markets are just the exact opposite. The exact opposite. Just doesn't seem to change. Silver down at 76. It's like 50% down, 37% down from its high. Where's the safe haven, Bitcoin, I guess, I don't know if we even found out if the Iran Bitcoin thing was true, like the fees in Bitcoin, but it's like Bitcoin may have just earned a new use case of being the currency to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. And what does Bitcoin do? Nothing. Markets don't care about these things. These narratives are just to get retail to keep nipping, nipping into the euphoria, nipping into the wrong direction. They're always wrong. I've never seen it logically play out. Like something happens and it's like, oh, we're gonna flee to safe havens, and then like those safe havens go up. It's always they go down or they've already gone up. Like it's wild. Bitcoin is the safe haven. It's my safe haven. My net worth still 100% basically Bitcoin. Nothing's changed. Hang rates with gold and silver. 𝐿𝐴𝐲. That's the enchilada pass. 𝐿𝐴𝐲. I don't know how to say it. Geopolitics are making the market rough. Dude, the geopolitics are just making life miserable. Like, what are we doing, bros? Like, what are we really doing? I don't even know. Why did we enter Iran to begin with? Like, last year, the White House, the government, I'll say the government, said that they had destroyed all nuclear capacity of Iran, and they literally said anyone saying otherwise is fake news. And then we entered Iran, and it was the first thing originally being like about protesters, like them killing protesters, and then they closed the strait, and then it was about nuclear weapons, and now it's about opening the strait. But the strait was open until we went in. I'm exhausted. We've been live on this channel for freaking almost 8 years, and throughout those 8 years, I have maintained a stance of we don't do political. We stick to the economic. We stick to the chart. We stick to the factual. And every single day for the last year and a half, it's just been harder and harder. And it's not because I went to school for political science. I could do political content if I wanted. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do political content. It's like jammed down our throats all day, every day. But it's like, it's everything. It's constantly everything all the time is now just freaking politics and just like people angry at each other. And it's like, it's just impossible to ignore. I don't know. I don't want to do it. The price of oil. What was it? The energy CPI? Energy CPI. Energy CPI. I said that March would break records for inflation. Energy CPI. Where is it? CPI publications, new releases. CPI for all items raises 0.9% in March now. Energy. Fuel oil, March, 30%. I think that's a record. I think that's like a historical record. Gasoline, 21%. Energy commodities, 21.3. No, it's really weird. Energy only 10%, and then gasoline, like these are all like 20, 30%. And then what's this? This table is terrible to look at. Energy services. Hyped gas service. Dude, I don't believe any of this. I don't believe any of this for a word. This feels like all gibberish. But we broke records. There we go. Go and break them records. We're going to keep breaking records. That's going to trickle through everything. You played Roblox with your son. He opened your channel on YouTube. Martin, that's funny. Always with the teeth. I do have, yeah. I do have teeth. The big book of British smiles. No. Gas. I don't know. Like, how does it go down? There's no tankers going through the strait. How does this not go up? Mind you, the world's capacity for holding gasoline and fuel is finite. When do the pumps turn off? When do the refineries turn off? What's up, Dave Digital? How you doing, man? Martin, preaching. We used to preach this stuff all the time, but things are just so chaotic. It's hard to even focus on. Focus on things like that. If I was in charge of everything, I would have tax the rich, and I'd put all that money into infrastructure, into research and development, into healthcare. That would create jobs. That's what's made America great. Being the cutting edge of technology development, leading the free world. But for a very, very long time now, this is not what the government cares about. Not even just this last year or two. Like for a while, it seems obvious. The people with billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars, maybe they don't become trillionaires, and then we focus on these fundamental revenue driving things, and then maybe we get to be millionaires, right? Maybe more people get to be millionaires, less people get to be billionaires. Invest in the people, baby. Crypto Blood talked about the delayed impact. Yeah, of course. There's only so much oil, only so many billions of barrels that we can hold in storage capacity. To quote like StarCraft, you got to construct additional pylons, bro. You need more pylons. $2 per liter. What does it usually go? Because I'm US, man. I don't know. We do it by the gallon. I know that Europe has had significantly more expensive gasoline than the US for as long as I've known. It is a record, so is the gas increase. Called it. Told you guys. Called it. And man, like, you drive oil up, you drive energy up like that, what comes next? I bet we hear Powell talk about a hike. I bet we hear him talk about a hike at the FOMC at the end of the month. I don't see any other way around it. They can say that they're weighing it and, that could be transitory, could be a temporary increase, and just like the tariffs, it may not have a lasting impact, so it may not be considered whatever. Of course, it's gonna have lasting impacts. Look at this. There is now. What do we got? Oh, okay. This is going forward in time. I was like, wait a minute. Like, wait, they're talking about a hike. When did they talk? When were we pricing in a hike before? I think this is the first time this Fed calculator has had a hike. Current probability 2.1%, up from 1% last week. I know that's not meaningful, but that's up from everyone looking for cuts like crazy over the last 2 years. I bet Powell talks about a hike. I don't really know. I don't really think it's going to spook the markets, though, right? Like, I don't think that markets truly care about these cuts. We thought they did. I think Trump really drove the narrative that it was important and that it would pump markets, and that's why markets weren't pumping, etc. But I really don't think it mattered. We cut rates by 75 beeps so quick last year. And I mean, look at least for crypto, did not do jack shit. Didn't do jack shit. In fact, we had much better years before. Much better years from 23 until 24. I don't know. I don't think it's the savior that we think it is. I'm so wrong. All right. What am I so wrong about that? You gotta be specific. Because believe it or not, I do get wrong. I do get things wrong. I'm not. I don't pretend to be right with everything I say. Rates are everything. I'm not saying when I say that Fed rate change for historical data, not cut historical data, Fed rate historical data. I was just trying to pull up the flat rate so we can just look at it. It has not had the impact that we like. I don't know, that we had been crazy about, being like, oh, Bitcoin will moon if we get rate cuts. Funds history. I just want a chart. I don't think that cuts will pump our market. I don't think cuts are what it wants. I don't know what it wants. It wants Gatorade probably. So April 22nd. Let's see. This was the bottom of the bear market. November 22 for Bitcoin. Rates topped out. They kept increasing until August of 23. So right here. They topped out. We got our first rate cut August of 24. This one was well timed. First rate cut was here. So this one was good. This one was impactful, right? We cut August, September, October, November, December. November, December. So we got all this. Here's where all the cuts were, basically. Then we didn't get cuts until August of 25. August of 25, here we go. We got 75 more cuts, and this is what happened. December of 25, August to December. There we go. We got more rate cuts, and here. I don't think the correlation is there. I do believe overall that rates being lower means cheaper money, means assets go up. I do believe that. What I'm really saying is I don't think it's what people are holding their breath for. People are like, oh, if he just cut, everything will be fine. It's like, I'm pretty sure if he cuts, we just have bigger problems. We just have inflation run away. I think that overshadows the cut. But hey, I've been wrong before. I've been wrong about stuff. I do my best. What's up, Frank? New to the channel? Welcome, brother. Am I strictly Bitcoin or to hold some Ethereals too? So, God, I wish I had only ever bought Bitcoin, to be honest. I definitely have some ETH. I sold a lot of my Ethereum perfectly at the top last year. Did not think that it was the top, but I just made a plan, stuck to it. But no, I have other stuff. I don't know what the exact allocation is at this point because I pretty much stopped paying attention. But it's like 90% Bitcoin now. At one point, it was, I would say 70%. I had a lot of alts. At one point. I didn't even really sell them that much. They just went down in value, are now just a smaller percent of my portfolio. When World of StarCraft? I'd play World of StarCraft. I'd play that. StarCraft MMO. I wouldn't. Yeah, now I'm into that, Foxy. Let's get that going. Powell is gone soon, Steve. So April, I should schedule this today. On the 29th, the reason I'm not going to the Bitcoin conference, on the 29th of April, will be Powell's last FOMC. It's his last FOMC, if and reasonably when he's replaced. Yes. SCV here. SCV here. Burn, baby, burn. Goliath online. You must construct additional pylons. Dude, that was a classic game. What a good game. We had the best games back then. Now I'm an old guy. Back in my day, games were better. Market truly wanted a recession. I honestly do kind of agree. And that's a testimony to the Fed's work, though. I think that the market really wanted like a recession after 21. I think it wanted like a extended, not even like talking Bitcoin, just like overall global market. And I think the Fed didn't let it happen. We also changed the definition of recession too, which was convenient because we did have like wasn't it 1 or 2 quarters of red closes in a row on GDP, and then it happened, and they're like, no, slow down here, buddy. That's not. We're actually gonna make it 2 quarters or something. So we avoided that. Whew, problem solved. I got an alert on this Dexy. I want to say it was Bones Jones. Maybe look at this. I'm not sure who. Broke out. Definitely broke out. Not promoting this or saying it's a good investment, but that is a breakout. $13, $25, $14. Yeah. What's up, I don't even know how to say your name. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭. What's up, brother? You think rates aren't going to get cut this year? I don't think they're going to get cut. Well, they're certainly not going to get cut under Powell. If we do get a rate cut this year, let's assume that the Fed retains its independence and continues to act rationally without really, I'll say, black swan-esque, not in a negative sense, but in like nobody sees it coming crazy 180 of giant global macro stuff going on. I don't think we see a cut, and if we do, it would be probably 25 BPS, and it wouldn't be until the end of the year. September, November, December. I think with the energy CPI prints for March breaking records going into April FOMC, I think we hear more talk about hikes. In the last FOMC and in the minutes, for the first time, they said flat out that if inflation heats up, continues to heat up, meaning it was already heating up, if it continued to heat up, that they would be looking at hikes. We had been speculating about this for a long time on this channel before. It was not a popular idea when I was yelling about it. I said that the Fed's closer to a hike than a cut, and here we are, months later, and I think we're closer to a hike than a cut. Last rate cut we dumped, yes. Friday, I'll take the beer. Let's go, Quinn. What's up, Charles? How you doing? Who calling the boys? You mentioned that first. What did you mention? Battle cruiser operational. Online. Yeah, you did. World of StarCraft. Yeah, you did. It's a good. Why did they not do it? Dude, StarCraft was wicked. And then the StarCraft expansion set with like the medics and the lurkers. And hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't think so either, Dave. I don't think they should cut. Like I'm saying, unless there's something truly that reverses the inflation, or the inflation truly cools down, I really don't see why we would. Maybe if I think the labor market is already tanked, which it would be the factor for them to cut rates. At some point, though, you'd think mathematically the Fed will get squeezed, because the Fed's done a good job of what they do anyway, balancing inflation and unemployment. But at some point, I think that inflation will cool to a point where they'd feel comfortable cutting rates, but unemployment will like drive upwards, or vice versa. Employment drives downwards and inflation up, and they get stuck in a position where the cutting and hiking like doesn't make sense. Like if they cut, like they'll basically have to just protect jobs or protect inflation, and they'll get caught in basically like a catch-22 circular thing where no matter what they do, it ends up collapsing. I don't think we're there yet. Who knows? But I would assume using the interest rate cuts and hikes as a tool, eventually you end up in that scenario where there's just no option. You just throw one to the fire. And is it going to be employment, or is it going to be inflation? At the end of the day, you would hope it would be employment, but I think in reality, or you would hope that employment would be saved at the cost of inflation. But at the end of the day, I think they would save inflation and throw jobs under the bus. That's probably my guess. Should you short Tesla? Chaos boy. Well, I don't give financial advice, my friend, but I'm happy to pull up Tesla. I was looking for a long on Tesla, and that got riggedy wrecked. Getting a spam call. I got riggedy wrecked down here. Death cross completed. It's quite a contrarian. It'd be quite contrarian to take a long here back to the cross. If I were going to short Tesla, I think it's a strange market to look to short or long right now with SpaceX IPO, etc. on the horizon. But if I was going to short Tesla, I would probably wait for about 360. I think even if we're going lower, which I do think we're moving down to 300, which may be long, I think we will see a climb back to 360, kind of meeting this descending trend. If it's a faster move, maybe you get to the death cross up here at 400. But I think you see a return to this trend line before you see lower, or at least 360. So I think a short could make sense. I don't really like shorting it right here on Friday at the bottom of a red candle, bottom of a red week. I mean, I don't see strength in this chart, but I'm cautious on this asset due to whatever is happening with the IPO of SpaceX. I just am not an expert on price action after this kind of thing. Does not look great. It was looking really, really great until I'd say around here, till February, March. Until you lost this low, you were doing so good. You were just like following the course to break out. Then you lost it. Take that beer. Oh, do you have an urgent matter with my electrical bill, do you? Got it here, Miss Harper. You bot. My day when you played games and you died, you were dead. That's true. I mean, there's still games like that. You can play hardcore games. 𝐂𝐴𝐻, sure. I'm so far behind in the chat. Got any weekend plans? Yeah. Not really. Chilling. Let's look at Monero first. Monero, one of my only awesome calls of this cycle for crypto. One of them. Monero against Bitcoin. That's a pretty wild wick. Higher high in the weeks, though. I don't see imminent reversal on the weekly against Bitcoin, but I don't hate what I'm seeing. Bear div on the month is not great. Money flow rolling over. I wouldn't be surprised to see Monero lose some ground against Bitcoin. A little bit more. Into like this zone. You could see it. You could see it hold support and end up finally testing this. I see that monthly money flow rolling over. I do see bear div. I do see bear signs. So I don't think that the bottom is in for XMR BTC yet. You can see a back test of that trend line being Gucci, but I like a lot of what I'm seeing. You have higher highs on money flow, higher highs of momentum, higher lows of momentum. Even the day, higher lows here. Still not, yeah, it's still not beautiful looking on the day. Definitely don't like this, but okay. Let's see what the dollar's doing. Held support 272. You guys remember when you saw me buy thousands of dollars worth of Monero at 350 live, and then you saw me sell? You saw me take profit at 750. I didn't sell at all, but I literally live bought and then literally sold the top. I sold the top of Monero and ETH this cycle somehow. This is not looking the best. Other than this higher low, this does look kind of garbaggio. I can easily see this just continuing the trend. Just following the trend line up. I don't know though. I don't, after that rejection, I don't really think I'm looking for an all-time high until the market returns. Until we like at least see Bitcoin heated. Though it hit an all-time high while Bitcoin was largely wrecked on January 10th. Kind of diverged from the market for a moment before jumping right back in line with it. This sell-off looks like a lot of things. Like gold and silver, like a lot of assets. They had this dramatic drop and then higher lows, higher highs, and then like broke the structure again. It's looking kind of similar. Look at 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭. Oh, 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭. I feel like too many people got trapped in 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭 for it to like have a good rally. Let's see. Everybody hit like and subscribe. Thank you, Charles. What's up, Greg? For Bitcoin to prove itself, he has to push above 74. It's got to go way higher than that to prove it's not in a bear market. StarCraft 2 is free. Yeah, but meh. PLTR, we'll look at that next. After the dear leader. Dear glorious leader. Glorious leader trumpin'. Why did this? Okay. Glorious leader trumpin'. Oh, wow. Wait, what? Was this all that happened when the president tweeted about it? It just went from -4 to -2.5. Wow, this chart does look cooked too. This looks cooked. All-time high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, broke your low. That's probably why he tweeted about it too. It's because it broke its low. Wow, that's intention. It's obvious intentional timing. Not random. We'll come back. I'm gonna see 𝐂𝐡𝐚 for a sec. 𝐂𝐡𝐚 for a sec. Million bounty on the head. I heard that. I heard that, Dave. Fire it up. God, let's just all play StarCraft. Let's all stop watching stocks and stuff. We'll just start playing StarCraft. Power supply block. Can you use BYDFi? Yeah, you can. To my knowledge, you use my link. You shouldn't have any issues, PO. Of course, though, follow wherever you are in the world. Follow the laws there. I can't speak for everybody. In fact, I can't speak for anyone. I'm not a lawyer. Don't break the law, but to my knowledge, you shouldn't have any issues. This useless IPO, SpaceX. I kind of think that the SpaceX IPO is going to be like the end. It's going to be like bear market, like the end. I feel like it's the last the biggest last liquidity grab that will just get nuked. We're all just going to let Elon drain our pockets. Remember me buying Litecoin as a pocket buy? God. Good times. Good times. That pocket buy would have been down a ton of money right now. It was at like 150. That's a classic story. Classic crown story. Yeah, we're doing Zach. I have it pulled up, moving slow. LAN parties. Thank God though, like LAN parties were dope as shit, and I was like in a ton of them as a kid because our one friend Johnny was like just a freaking network guru then. But thank God we don't have to do that anymore, only because it was a nightmare. Like half the time you just couldn't get the games to play. Everybody brought their computers over, you just like couldn't get the games to play. Like this was a rug. But good memories, man. Really good memories. Hit that like button. Do it. You know, here we're about to do Zek, but great reminder. Hit the like button if you haven't hit it yet. Share the stream out. Subscribe. Engage with the live stream. Help YouTube. Let YouTube know you're enjoying the content. And if you do, it will spread this content into the algorithm. It will help us get more new viewers. All good things with your help. And only you have the power. Just like to prevent forest fires, you have the power to help this stream. You should jump in our Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. It's free. It's free. Yeah, right? Just giving it away. If you use any of the links in the video description below or any of them in the Discord, you will find that you get exclusive. Can't get it any other way. You can't buy it. You can't do it any other way. You'll get exclusive access to our VIP rooms in the Discord. And I know. It's amazing. There it is. There's many options to choose from. You should be able to sign up with them no matter where you are in the world. No restrictions. Anyway, there you go. Discord.gg/TomCrown. COD lobby. Actually, my friend just said I should download Warframe. Warframe? I guess we're going to play Warframe. I'm not talking crap on him. I'm just saying, I remember like half the time not being able to get the games to work. Even though our friend was really good at it, like obviously for back then. It's just because the games weren't really set, like they weren't designed with that in mind. They weren't really multiplayer-y in that way yet. Just had issues. All right, let's look at Zek. After trading down 74% from its euphoric high in November, Zek now sits at $372 for a modest 50% from the high. Let's look at the macro. We'll use our fib tool. Check out here, mark out our support and resistance from the month. 512 above, 220 below. Currently at the 0.5 retrace. Just looking at the monthly time frame, might be looking for 512. The rally continues. Hey. 618. Okay, it's okay. 300 resistance was broken through on the week. If you see a pullback into next week, 300 may be an entry. I don't have any indicators on here. Get my moving averages, get the classics. Off the 50, that actually doesn't look too bad. 50 week support, strong support. I don't think longing this is a good idea. It's just my gut. It did retake the 200 day. That's interesting. That's spicy. That tells me that Zek is gaining against Bitcoin right now, or has been in the short term. Yep, since March. It's a pretty spicy higher low there. It's actually kind of spicy. These BTC pairs are seemingly so valuable because the market is so sideways. 𝐬𝐿 showing some strength there. That's a nice, that's a strong descending wedge breakout. That's a higher low off of a crazy rally. 𝐬𝐿 BTC, if it goes back to test the high, which, I mean, it's done most of the work already to get back there. Test the high, break the high, you could see it. You could see quite a move here on 𝐬𝐿 BTC. It'd be 200% just back to the 618. It's really just difficult to imagine it doing this while the market is like this, but we're always seeing these things price in future events. They're always looking forward while we're honestly looking backwards. Yeah, subscriber. That's a noise I haven't heard in a while. What's up? Jorge Silvia. What's up, bro? Welcome. There you go. I guess 512. I guess it look for 512. Bitcoin in the tightest range it's ever been in. No, I'm just kidding. Not the tightest range ever, but I'm sure it's not that far. Daily rolled over on 𝐬𝐿. Money flow rolling over to green. That's nice. Getting a little move up on the week. Higher low. All right. I don't hate it. I thought this would look a lot worse. It did retrace 75%. It's one thing that makes it difficult to see this running. And yeah, maybe this is part of my bias. Certainly opinional. Not hard data. This is more opinion than chart for me. Is this run up and this euphoria, like, do you guys remember the calls for 15,000 𝐬𝐿? It's the new Bitcoin. Like the same crazy rhetoric we hear at every kind of, trap top for retail. When that happens, you usually don't see it trade into profit again, at least like until time has capitulated it. It did retrace 75%. That's meaningful. That's a very powerful retracement. That's it's not nothing. That likely shook a lot of the coconuts out of the tree. But usually you find just an incredible amount of resistance on the way back up, as all those people who were trapped as high as 700 look to bail out. I can say if 𝐬𝐿 does somehow break its 750 here from November of last year, it's going to go nuts. I would not doubt it would go nuts because it will have absorbed so much selling pressure. Honestly, this is how I'd likely play it. I'd likely look short at 500. Could look long at 300. And just play the levels. Look for a back test for a higher low, 300, maybe move to 500. Or shoot straight to 500, then make the move back. I think both of those are fully operational. Are online. Okay. We do planter then. It is a crazy looking chart. It's hard to believe that it's even up. Honestly, the thing that would look the most natural here would just be more of this. It would look so natural. We'll see. I don't want to be too pessimistic. UAV online. Are we talking red alert now? NQ? Yeah, we do NQ. What's up, 𝐂𝐿𝐳? What's up, man? Eggs Danny. What's up, Eggs? Thank you. I stopped vaping. That's right, Steven. You just noticed. It's okay. Understandable. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Done with it. I haven't vaped in a year and a half. Feeling pretty good about that. I actually had my cousin from Italy visit last week, and she rips cigs, because she's European. And this is not the chart. This is not the chart. We were all drinking, having a good time, and she like passes me just out of like, because we used to vape and stuff together. Out of habit, passes me it, and I was like pretty drunk. I was like, no, I'm good. I don't ever want any of that. And that was a trying moment for me. I was like, okay, this means I'm good. It means I'm done. Wait a minute. NQ didn't hit here. Wait a minute. But DJI did. Wait a minute. This is brains firing. Synapses are firing. Okay. So DJI perfectly hit the entry. SPX didn't. Wait. SPX didn't. NQ1 didn't. But did... What is the equivalent here for SP500? I shouldn't have this. Oh, it is SPX. There should be... SP1. Yeah, I just got mad distracted. SP1. Yes. No. No, that didn't either. Okay. Yeah, I just went on a tangent. I thought... I don't even just explain it. Interesting that the mini futures and NASDAQ or JDI, the Dow itself, different charts. Different charts for different parts. It's a good recovery. Talking about it earlier. Certainly DJI as a chart on technical level looks phenomenal. We called the low. It's perfect. What do I think is going to happen next? You've called the bottom, but what have you done for us today? 618. I'm not sure. I don't know if I believe the rally. I feel like it's going to be a failed high, but that might be foolish. This is almost exactly what we saw last year at almost the exact same time. Back tested or retested the previous high support, V-shaped recovery, rallied until the year closed, rinse and repeat. Yeah, no. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think oil's done running. I think oil's more all-time highs. I don't think oil and DJ are going to all-time high together. I'll have to come back to it. Could be that it's Friday. I've also been extra just like spaced out today. I'm not really sure why. It's been a hell of a few weeks for me. I'm still recovering from moving. That was just a nightmare, bro. My back, I think I hurt my back. In all honesty, I think I like hurt it. Not crippled for life hurt it, but crippled like hurt it that maybe I need to do physical therapy. Like my back's, it's like my lower back. It certainly could be worse, but it feels like the bottom few discs, whatever, into like my tailbone are just super like compressed, and it's supposed to crack all the time and tight and not fun. Yeah. Yes, one. Thank you. Yes, one. How does the S1 compare to the SPX? Yes, one. All right, I got it. I think it's like about the same. SPX didn't hit 61. Yeah, I was thinking because DJI and Q were so different because DJI hit the target and Q didn't. I thought maybe the mini futures version of SPX would be different, but it's not. Oh. Speaking of my tailbone, too much pressure on it. Sitting on it for a while. It is a remarkable recovery. It's a hell of a recovery. Bitcoin breakout soon? God, I hope so, bro. But like, it feels like it's going to hit a higher high today and then just sell off again. It just keeps doing that. Every time we start making any upward progress, reverses. Ganja. Only ganja, that's right, Loki. Yeah, I ain't quit no ganja. What's up, Quicker? Good to see you, man. Thank you. Quicker says he's feeling pretty good about me stopping vaping, and I appreciate that. You guys did help. Like, you guys didn't hold me accountable in that sense, but by telling you guys and sharing with you guys that I had quit, it did help me remain responsible. Yamamoto. We're just going to do StarCraft. We're just going to do StarCraft show. Range for Bitcoin's next all-time high. Wow. All right, so I'm going to answer this. I'm going to answer this under the pretext that this bear market is exactly like the last bear market, right? That it bottoms around October of this year and then we reverse into the next few years. If it exactly does that, which so far we're on course for, man, the upside targets aren't that sexy. What do we do, like the 1.4 this time? So you're like 32. Less than the 1.4. Like 190K. Ugh. That's why we do need to hope and pray that this time this time is different. That we recover from here. We don't have a October bear market bottom. Yeah. You quit? Yeah, it did. No, I didn't quit. I broke the shackles of addiction. I didn't quit. I broke the shackles. Should have hired someone for what? What am I DCAing into? Only Bitcoin. And it's not a huge DCA. It's a slow DCA. Donut cushion. I'm literally sitting on one with McPooch. It's because this isn't my real chair. My real chair, I actually need to take the arms off of it to get it up to the stream room now. It wouldn't fit up the hallway. Quick ganja. What with these markets, I might take it up again. Yeah, you know, ganja is like something that fades in and out of my life. There's periods of time where I'll do it every single day, and then there's periods of time where I just like don't for months, and I'm just like, meh, man, why did I even smoke? Comes in and out. Replacing it with other addictive, going to the gym, living life. Heavily addicted to the gym. I mean, you know, dude, I know you are making the lulls, but you can be addicted to the gym and you can definitely be detrimental to your life. Definitely can be. Rest is so important for the gym. A lot of people I know that really do the gym seriously don't rest, and they don't give themselves rest days or rest weeks ever, and they're gonna hurt themselves. They're gonna get to a point in life and it's gonna be the wrong choice. Everything should be in balance. XRP to 10K by next Friday. Absolutely. 24/7, 365. Rock on, Luke. You know, for me, it's sometimes I just don't enjoy it. And that's how I always talk to people or tell people when they ask me about it. It's like some people just get paranoid and don't, you know, they get paranoid or anxious, and it's like, then don't do it. Like, I would never pressure somebody because, like, just don't do it. It's not fun. Don't do it. If that never happens to you and you always have a good experience, then, or, you know, I'm jealous. Go for it. You know, just it impacts people differently. You thought we'd be watching Powell by now? I wish, bro. Powell's not live today. Though they did have some emergency meeting, right? Like last night. Emergency meeting of something to do with like AI cracking encryptions. I don't know. Like something banks were worried. Yeah, probably a bunch of bullshit. Probably some advertisement for an AI company. But no, Powell is the 29th. Will be his last FOMC. What if everyone's bearish and we only go up from here and we can sit in green fields singing Kumbaya? I'm right. I'll be the first one, Froggy Mania. I'll be the first person in that field singing Kumbaya. Let's go. Hell yeah. No, don't put that down. Just puff it and pass it. Poof, poof, and pass it, my friend. It's Friday. Maybe I'll have some beers with some of the boys tonight. Shoot some darts. A little dart and brew night, something. I don't know what to look at. Tau. All right, so Tau. I tweeted that Tau rugged. I don't know. I didn't really rug. Drama. Fuddy drama for Tau. Oh, God, no, my OCD. There we go. Fuddy drama with Tau. We were looking for 285, and it's funny that it took FUD to get there. This is what we were looking for. Backtest. Replay. Fuddy something happened. Some, I don't know, subnet per something sold a bunch of their original coins. Who knows? It's all the same. But shit happened. Shit happened and it brought it to the entry. Doesn't that always seem to be the way? It's like, that's why another reason I'm so skeptical of narratives and stuff. It's like, well, the chart says right here is a great entry. And it's like, yeah, but it's not going there. And then something happens and the narrative drives it to the entry. Magic. The good thing about this sell-off is Tau did not break its May low. So it's looking at a high, lower high. On the macro, still a higher low. Can still be in an uptrend. Certainly not great for the chart. The backtest of 285, if it would have held there, would have been absolutely perfect. This would have been just a beautiful, classic inverse head and shoulders. Now you're a little bit more in trouble. You're a little in the uncertain waters now. You're below the 200-day. This is a big factor for me. The 50-day did hold here as support, but you're below the 200-day. Close above 281. It'd be great to see today. We're not far off on Tau. Certainly by the week close. I want to see a close above 281. 281 preserves the break, back test and run scenario. Keeps it alive. If you close below 281, now you're going to have to battle that more as resistance. That could drive you down lower. You do have a bunch of inefficiency on your chart here. Let's pull our fibbies. $488 still the upside target if it hits. Even that measure move right there. It's bad timing for this chart. It's like the week was about to roll over. Month still looks good. Close 281 or close 285 above the 200-day today. Do it today. By the end of the week at the latest. But retake that 200-day, retake that support, and then things look okay. Things look fine then. If you don't do that, they do get shadier. It gets more cooked looking. Too many ads. There's no ads here, bro. There have been no ads. You're a professional dart player? You got up to the number. I don't know if you're with me, Trinity, or not. That's cool shit. I just like throwing them when I'm drunk. I'm good at it for a guy who doesn't ever play darts. Yes, I also am. I control the 𝐻 market with FUD. I did say run away from it. There's too much insider, undisclosed shilling going on. Is what it is. Perfect wick. Yeah, yes, sir. Well, that's what the liquidity was. Waffles, there's literally no ads on this stream. Literally. Can show you the setting. It's on manual. On manual. And that means I have to hit this button. I have not hit this button to run ads. I never do. Mostly because I'd never remember to hit it, but also because it doesn't like make any money. If you're for real a pro, that's dope as hell. Good enough for me. Color me impressed. Dude, the 4 hour of Bitcoin looks very good. The 4 hour of Bitcoin is looking for higher. This is sexies. And that money flow, higher highs, momentum staying positive. I think we could see a move upwards this weekend. I started the stream talking about 80.5. I still think that could be a very achievable target. Anywhere in this zone. Yeah, I have YouTube Premium. Honestly, YouTube Premium is the best money I spend on subscriptions. I'm not going to lie. It really is. I use YouTube all the time. I didn't look at PLTR. Palantir. Ooh, that looks bad. I wonder if that tweet was a ploy or a prayer to keep the AI bubble propped up. Got that wick there, 125. That looks bad, though. Look at all this inefficiency. Whenever the music stops on this, it's going to be rough. Look at all this. From $35 all the way to 200. You have like right here, like this is it. This is the only. This is it. 84. Whenever this falls, it's going to have quite the fall. My guess would be it does this. My guess would be something like this. Lower high, retest 125, lower high, retest 25. They like for the breakdown. That'd be my guess. Money flow trickling down. RSI highs topped out back here. You're starting to lose highs. Hit that cloud, baby. Hitting them clouds. It's kind of ugly. I could definitely see a recovery though. I see a recovery over the next few weeks. If you paint lower highs and then you retest 125, I think it's cooked. Air Crown to Tom Crown. Crowns in the morning. Love Air Crown. What a good guy. Shout out to him. What's up, CM? Sime Nugus. Yo, bro, Maya's on. All right, bro. Plus 150 USD. 150 hours USD. Do it. I also use Brave. Fibonacci boy. What does that mean? Fibonacci means Fibonacci. I put out the best, what I think is the best. It's like, this is the hell that is being a YouTube content creator. Put out what I think is the best educational video. We have a free trading playlist, a free trading guide, course, whatever you want to call it on YouTube. And this is the best one that we've ever done. I didn't even like it myself. Best one we've ever done. And this is why being a creator is rough. It just messes with your head in general. Let me see if I can pull up this page. Come on now. That's not good. It's loading. Probably means the stream's lagging. There we go. Maybe like this. That's right. There it is. Best one we've made. And you see these like typical. It's like at the lowest end. Out of the last 10 publishes, it's doing the slowest. Worst click-through rate. Better average duration, but the video is like twice as long, so it's like not good. All the stats are bad. YouTube, so like on the publish, it's like this video is not performing. But I think it's the best video we've ever put out. And yeah, you can't even hear it.
And it's quietly killing your trades. In this video, I will cover what trend lines are, how to draw them accurately.
It's beautiful. It's more basic than the ones we usually do. Like steps, like holds your hand and walks through it. I think it's the best one we've done, and it's like started out to like the worst start. I do know logically, having published, I don't even know at this point, like a bajillion of these, that how they do in the beginning is irrelevant. The ones with the most views often have started out as the slowest. The ones with like 500,000 or more views, not all, most of them started out super slow. It's like not super meaningful to it long term, but it just hurts. It's just like psychologically painful. And you put that one out. There's plenty more. You guys should check them out when you have time. Make sure you watch through the whole videos. Get ready to learn. Share them out. You know the deal. I forget what I was even saying. Just that it's like torture. It's torture to see your traffic trickle down as people are not watching crypto content. You think it's over, it's never coming back, and then it always does. It's a roller coaster. The video that shows the Monday 230 price action is the best one you've ever seen. I know you've watched a bunch of the Monkey. I appreciate you. What, opening range? Eternally epic. Thank you, sir. Sound like the preview guy. Yeah, dude. Am I looking down today? No, I think Bitcoin's moving up today. I think it's moving very slow, though. Great video, getting algo effed. Yep, but again, it's just not how... Like, it is getting algo effed because other channels that do this content, they publish them and they'll get tons right off the bat. Ours never do that. They always are a slow burn. It's like... They just like burn real slow until they just get picked up by like search. They get picked up by the search and they go nuts. I'm trying to like see an example to show you. Maybe this one. No, that's pretty steady. It's hard to like show these as an example. I guess maybe this one. Something like this. It's like can go very, very slow. Like this didn't even in the first like 2 months, it got like 8,000 views. And then it just began exploding. Here we are. This has been out for 2 years and 127 days. Jesus. It can take time. I don't know why ours take time and others don't, but it is what it is. But there's a lot of gems. You should check them out when you have time. Got the Bear Moon coming up. Take a bit of a break, Mike. Do it, bro. I wish I could, honestly. I wish I could take a break, but I can't. I can't. I am stuck. I'm married to this. Been with me for 6 years, Froggy. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here. We got 6 more coming, baby. 6 more. I do think Bitcoin is moving up more into this weekend. It's just doing it at a pace that is not exciting. Not thrilling. Grindy, painful. That's been pretty characteristic of all of the price action for a while now. But it is what it is. Do appreciate you tuning in on Friday with me, my friends, even though these numbers, man, they're just keep going down. They keep dwindling. But the G's are here. The boys are here. That's what's up. It's Friday. Have some brews. Roll up. Get some good plans going. What's up, Half-Life Divided? Bitcoin news, the Iran stuff. They want to be paid in Bitcoin. I don't know if we've actually confirmed. Like, someone said that, but I don't know if it's confirmed. Certainly, crypto would make sense. Stables. Maybe Bitcoin. I know Iran mines a bunch of Bitcoin. Maybe. Bitcoin doesn't seem to care. But yeah, we're going to be live on Monday again. Over this weekend, if something crazy happens, jump in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Sign up with the partners in the video description below. FEMEX, BYD Fire Exchange partners. You can sign up anywhere, trade from anywhere. They have stocks, they have bots, they have everything you need. I trust them as far as I've ever trusted centralized exchanges. I've worked with them for years. Sign up with them. Not only will you get my support, if you ever have trouble with them, I'll go to bat for you. But you also will get VIP roles in our Discord. You'll help support the channel. And just in general, it's a Chadley move, so I appreciate you. I'll catch you guys Monday.